for whatever reason, there's no audio over what I'm doing, which is going to color these images. So I guess I'll have to go back and forth to talk about whatever. This sucks. I don't know. I don't understand this. It's I can only be heard when I'm in this layer, but when I add the that doesn't make any sense because the Nailsin News thing works. It just I don't understand this. You see, you can't hear me while I'm dealing with this thing. It worked fine before. Right. So maybe like this, where you'll have to squint your eyes to see it. I don't know. EV Mux, I don't get it. But this kind of just ruins the whole thing. So, I don't know. But, yeah, let me skip ahead here. I'm looking at it on Rumble. All right. Okay, you could hear it that time. See, I got to go back in time and see all this. It's always a problem. So I guess we'll go ahead and do this. Hopefully, I can be heard. Thank you, Nodak. Hi, Saint Ranger. Hopefully, this will all work. Excellent. I don't know why I was doing that before, but whatever. Here we go. Last time you had the drawings up close for a couple of seconds, I could still hear you talk. Yes, I can see that in the thing. So here we go. So this is the deal. I'm going to color these drawings. Now, I worked on these over the weekend um, while at work. Just sketched a couple of them real quick. And, I just thought, well, I'll color them. I was going to do drawings, and initially I was going to do Nailsin News, but I am in no shape for that. So after I got up from the Joke Skill show with Pat, I it took me by surprise. I mean, I was doing all right during the show and laughing and all that, and then the bottom falls out, and what can I say? So apologies all around, but I thought I could at least color these drawings that I did over the weekend. So we'll get into that. I'll figure something out with some of these. I'm working on a Doodleverse comic book, number 2, which will be a lot bigger, and at least that's the idea. And hopefully that'll work out. So we probably gonna want it a little bit lower so it doesn't overpower my voice. I mean, I could have just done that. You don't even need to hear me talk, but I need to explain what these images are. See? That's important. So, all right. Let me get to it. So, up first is this gentleman. most of these came from I caught up. Uh, well, caught up. I mean, I hadn't seen Melton Show in a while, and noticed it was on. So I said, "All right, let's see what this is about." And so he had his cast of characters and all that. And he's this guy has been on there a couple of times, or maybe this was the second time. Anyway, it's a recurring character now, and I think he's a lawyer, and but he fancies himself as some sort of cook, and there's quite a few of those that that Melton will look at, and they're it's all they always have certain similarities in them. Right off the bat, the kitchen is filthy, and they vary between them. Some, there's a few things here and there, and it always comes to the deal. Look, you're gonna go on camera and in front of God and everybody. You might want to neaten up the place and that sort of thing, but nah, they just go right into it. Quite a few of them are just downright disgusting. I mean, there's just old food all over the place. The microwaves tend to be something that I don't know. They just don't seem to think about doing that, and so because you put something in there real quick, and maybe you didn't properly cover what you put in there, and it's like I don't know, leftover bowl of chili or something, and well, it's just gonna splatter all over the place when it heats up, and then that's all over the wall inside the microwave and everything. It so it happens, sure, but you got to wipe that down, you know. But in the case of well, the yes, nobody likes onions. They don't. Nobody likes to clean microwaves. Is the thing, and I don't know. So this guy, looks like he's in an apartment, and he gets apparently peppered with a lot of questions about why isn't he married, and I took it from what I don't know why, but I gathered it maybe he was, and he he got taken to the cleaners despite being a lawyer and everything, but lawyers don't care. They always go after other lawyers. That's the name of the game, while they're going after the rest of us. Stuff like that. So I figured that's the deal, and now he's just I don't know, doodling around. Well, not doodling around, that's what I do, in his kitchen. So anyway, yeah, the filthy kitchen is one of the main elements, and again, they do vary. Some are way worse, and some are just like, come on, just wipe around here and there, and it wouldn't be so bad. But I don't know, they just don't. And then the other thing is the meals that they're suggesting are just not that great, and I mean, some are just sort of I mean, it's just hot dogs or something like that. That was one he did with that Michael Bauer guy. did one of those. That was in the list of these characters. And, grabbing the hot dogs with his hands and all that. This guy grabs a lot of stuff with his hands too. He did go and you could hear him washing his hands. But, jeez. So, what he was making was breakfast casserole. That's what he was calling it. And, damn it. But ultimately, it came to just being. It's just a meatloaf. I mean, if someone even chatted to the guy, and he says, "Well, yeah, I guess you could call it that." I mean, because that's what it is. So he had a. It took it. This thing went on and on and on. It took him forever to chop some onions and peppers and stuff like that. So he did that, and then he he had this whole grating thing he put him in, but even that didn't really save time. He probably would have saved an awful lot of time if he just, you get a knife and you chop it all up, put it in there. Yeah. But anyway, well, that's what he did, and then he he had this ton of eggs, the pack of 36 eggs, and he put a buttload of those in there too. And and the ground beef, he put that in there, of course. And then he just dumped all the eggs in, and then just tossed the eggshells back into the carton with the other eggs, and put it back in the fridge. And I mean, put those in a trash can. I mean, this is just because, well, that's where eggs come from, the carton. So I put the shells back in the garden with, the eggs. I don't know. But anyway, that's what he did. And then once all that was together, he stuck his hands and all that. And yeah, it wasn't exactly completely sanitary, but all right. So he mushed all that together. The whole thing, of course. Now, it's raw food. It's in the early beginnings. You never want to see the sausage made, and you don't want to see how the breakfast casserole gets made. Um, and so he puts it all together, and then stuck it in the oven. Went and sat down and talked to his chat and stuff like that. And then eventually he comes back, and it's this soupy mess. The meat did not look cooked. I mean, it was still raw, in my opinion. And then he started eating it, and he was like, "Oh, oh, yeah, oh, yeah." And I was like, "Jeez." So, see, some of these people, they're clearly unemployed and stuff like that. I don't know what went wrong, but something did. And but not this guy. And um, and something, because that's why I'm thinking maybe he is divorced, and it did a number on him, and which it can, it's all very sad and stuff. But he seemed very proud of the creation there, but just don't think I would be interested, certainly like that. And then someone would say, you should have browned the meat before. And yeah, you're probably right. Yep, yep. And I'm like, yes, that's something you should do. Uh, I don't know what color eyes he has. I usually default to brown, but we'll just go with that. I didn't pay attention, so I apologize if I got that wrong. This expression here, he does that often. This is not just like he's like, if you don't like my cooking show, watch something else, which is a good and fair point, sure. But there is a certain fascination to the ordeal. But he has this kind of, I don't know, a twick or whatever. I mean, he just sort of does that. And it's probably one of those things he's not fully aware he's doing it. I mean, he would have to be at this point, but it's like, well, he's been doing it all his life and it's not going to change. I think some in Melton's chat suggested maybe he had a stroke at some time, and this is, I guess, it's like a neurological thing. This is possible. Usually, if your face gets distorted by a stroke, you're kind of stuck with it. It's ongoing. But I don't know. He seemed happy with the product. I mean, he was virtually. Look, I was going to say he was like orgasmic over it, So, to each their own, I suppose. But he decided to share that with the world. But the other thing that came up was which Melton brought this up, and it was a good point. That for the most part, when it comes to breakfast, you tend to think, well, certainly eggs, which he did include eggs in this, but it's like bacon, sausage, pancakes. Someone mentioned that, and I was like eggs and toast usually makes pretty much a breakfast on itself, but a hamburger meat, I mean, you could, sure. It's like, damn, I don't have any sausage. I'll throw a little patty in there, or something. If that's what you really want. Usually, you're already late and you're stressed for time. Probably just get a box of cereal, But if you can take the time to fry up some eggs and a couple of sausage patties or whatever, bacon, then you'd probably just do that. But a casserole? I don't know. And he made a lot of this thing. It was large, and I guess he's going to consume that whole thing. I don't know, because again, I didn't look fully cooked to me. So probably not terribly healthy. But again, I'd maybe just not worldly enough. I'd never heard of a breakfast casserole. Then there's hash browns. Some of those you can throw that in there. But usually that's kind of on the side of eggs and stuff, I suppose. But I wasn't won over by the concept. So then again, you say, well, that's your loss. You don't know what you're missing. And I said, yeah, I guess not. And I'll just have to go on missing out. But so maybe he's a fantastic lawyer, though. You just don't know. And it's like maybe he's kind of eccentric, that kind of thing. It's kind of like the old detective shows or crime shows. Sometimes it was a lawyer, and it's like Columbo. Everybody thinks he's this bungling idiot slob, and then all the certainly the criminals think he is. and then they underestimate him, and that's one of the big secrets to him because sure, he looks like a slob. He's got that crappy old car and all that sort of stuff, and he only barely combs his hair, that kind of thing. And but man, if you're in his crosshairs and you committed a crime, you're done. So it could be something like that, He might actually um, be this genius, and you don't want to eat his breakfast or anything like that, or any of his meals or whatever. But holy crap, when you need legal help, he's your guy. It's like, get him on the phone, and he'll get you out of whatever jam you're in, that kind of thing. So, best of luck to Kurt. I mean, look, if he enjoys the meals, well, that's his business. And but still, you need to wipe around the counter and the stove and stuff because there was quite a bit there. You look, well, everybody misses a spot and that kind of thing. Sure, but when you're gonna put your kitchen on display on a video, you might want to look around, and that kind of thing. But again, there's been far worse, and his was. I wouldn't say it was as bad as some of those others, So then again, there's probably other videos I just didn't see, and he did worse than that. But that one, that was it was a weird dish, and there is always a certain surrealism to the Nobody Likes Onions show, which adds to its charm. In one of those great happenstance ways. So there, that's Kurt, the cooking lawyer, who is a lawyer who fancies himself a chef. Maybe that's what he really wanted to do. I don't know. Well, for some reason it's not coming together. I'd better get this law degree. And then he did. Actually, I think you don't really see the teeth when he does that doesn't quite look right. I guess I'll leave the teeth in there. He has teeth, I think. It seems to. I haven't really seen him have a big old smile to say, "Oh my God, he's missing teeth." But it is something like that. This sort of tilted expression, and it's not a smile. It's not a reaction to anything, or like he got disgusted at something or whatever. It's just something that happens. Another cause for concern is a lot of labored breath. He breathes very heavily while he's working on this stuff, and well, it's signs of possible pulmonary, cardiovascular, congestive heart, that kind of thing. But anyway, he enjoyed his breakfast casserole and thought he would share the recipe and process, should you so desire to make one of your own. So there you go. That's Kurt. Oh yes, the Stonies guy. I keep forgetting has a beard, so I drew him, and I didn't really do the beard, so I did it afterwards, so you can still see the markings of his chin and stuff. So I'll have to work on that as we endeavor forward. Damn it. Yeah, pretty bad when I forget how to do Photoshop. There we go. What's all that? I don't know. We'll get rid of it. Um, but this guy, damn it, what's they call him Cheeto? I think this is the one that they. It's that bar that Aaron did his uh, his anniversary special or whatever. I guess he did another one recently or whatever. I don't know. Um, but of course, the hearing where Aaron ended up getting arrested, he bailed out, but still, all that stuff happened. Uh, well, Melton went over there and did a little tour of the neighborhood and everything, and went to Stoney's. And well, the Stoney's guy didn't want him there, and all this sort of stuff. And they had this sort of confrontation, but the guy he was talking to, because I can't remember, something. He believes the stuff Aaron says about Melton or something like that. And I think at some point, Melton said, "Well, what are you, brainwashed?" And then that's it. It was it was like a trigger word for someone who's, you know, brainwashed and just lost his shit. And so I was like, all right, we're going. So, him and his, crew, friends, what have you there that went with him, they left. And, but I'm not brainwashed, repeating things like that. Like, well, like a brainwashed zombie. Yeah. So, thought I would draw him in the classic brainwashed zombie pose from like EC Comics or something like that. And, so that's why there's no pupils in his eyes because he's been brainwashed. It's like, hey, come on, it's all in good fun. Don't worry. But it's funny how one wonders if he's under some belief that not that he's brainwashed by Aaron Himholtz, but his mind is not his own. This great fear of his or something. I don't know. But of all the things, he just didn't like Melton and didn't like Nick Ricada and all that, and didn't want those guys there. But that's the word that really pissed him off. It's always funny how something like that happens, but it did. So, all right. Yeah, we'll borrow Kurt here. Here we go. And I think he's like a little dude. Well, Milton's pretty tall. So, yeah. I can't remember if they went to that restaurant, Nelson's. Damn it. I don't know if he did or not. But that's the thing. The name Nelson keeps coming up. I was kind of weirded out by it. And then, so there's Nelson's, the restaurant with the black mold on their ceiling. And then there's Nelson's Sanitation, because it's porta potties outside Stoney's. And I was like, damn it. See, if there might be a place for me if I move to Minnesota to get a job at Nelson's. And so I looked it up, and there was like this ginormous like fleet of plumber trucks or whatever to go deal with, go unplug your plugged up toilet and all that. And then there was just like an enormous amount of porta potties just all lined up. So, you need to take a dump. Nelson's got you covered. So you keep that in mind when you're, well, needing to take a dump. Because they're there to catch it. So anyway, there's the brainwashed Cheeto. I don't. Does that mean his last name is actually Stoney, or is it? I don't know. I don't know the story behind the place. And before that, the only time I'd seen any of it was the ceiling for whoever went in there and taped Aaron's anniversary show, and so you could see the ceiling, and then that was it. And then later on, you say, "Oh, now you can see it." Because the thing about that one was, it seemed like I just had it in my head that it was a much bigger place, and it's really not. It's really small. So, and you see the little. I guess there's a kind of a stage there, a little spot where Aaron had done his show. That kind of thing's always sort of interesting. But of course, the hearing ended up being the main event. But I got to admit, I thought he would get, a little slap on the wrist type thing, and then no, they were not amused at his attitude. And well, yeah, had to go spend some time in the clink for a little bit. It's not like it, depending on them, and if they just don't feel like getting to you, he could have ended up spending the night there, but he didn't. But then, of course, he lashes out with Melton and Nick and all that razzmatazz. But it's never really was about those guys. His problem is no matter what happens, he's got to go home and be with himself. There's no escape from that. So, what are you going to do? Well, he's just going to dig deeper into denial and keep doing his show, dreaming about radio and the heydays that he was never really a part of and things like that. Yeah. Well, but it was a fascinating little run, though. I mean, you can't say it wasn't. But every time I think, okay, this has run its course, and there's really not much. Oh crap! Something else comes along. So, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. Okay. And another layer. Maybe that's something. I don't know. Poor Cheeto. He just wanted to serve drinks at a bar, which he could have done, but he ran the customers off. All right. So, I guess that's Cheeto. Oh, wait. I guess I gotta add some definition here. I'm not brainwashed. Uh, 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 uh. There we go. Definitely not brainwashed. Don't you ever forget it. Oh yeah, I guess I can go ahead and do this. Um, let me take a little sippy poo. Uh, check in what the chat. Arno 05, the fifth Arno. I know. What about the happy trees? There won't be any. Suppose I should have drawn the happy porta potties in the background, but I'm not drawing tonight. I'm barely able to do this. Anyway, Nodak, he used to be streaming buddies with Nick. I like to think of him as a discount Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. Well, at least he wasn't as stupid as Kyle. Arno, I miss microwaves. What happened? I have one. Don't they have them around? Arno, they're still around. You don't have one? Okay, Arno. Says, I'm a lawyer girl in a lawyer world. I'm a lawyer. Arno, he's in the Philippines. Oh. All right. They don't have microwaves in the Philippines? And so Odak says, I got you. Captain Infinity, Time Travel Police. Nice timing. I'm in Photoshop myself. Yep. Comes in handy. Arno, yeah, they do that here. Drives me nuts. Not having microwaves? I don't know that. Spilling was it mustard powder? Took him a while to clean up. Yeah, he would spill stuff that's right. Yeah, he spilled all kinds of stuff on there. And yeah, I guess it was the mustard powder. Anyway, Arno, I make the sausage, but only for you. Well, that's nice. Arno says, brown meat, as opposed to, red and bloody. Arno, I'm too used to censored TV. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you can't talk like everyone does censored. Oh. Nodak, Milton calls that look the turtle. I think it's more of his Jim Carrey's The Grinch face. Oh, yeah. So he's doing the turtle with that look. All right. Arno, Dana Carvey, turtle. Nodak, LOL at Arno. Nodak, if you do more of a bake, you can add Bisquick pancake mix. That with eggs, sausage, and cheese is quite good. Well, yeah, see, that's all the elements in one thing. So, yeah, you could do that. But that, eggs, sausage, sure, cheese, you can throw that in there. And pancake. That's a breakfast meal. I mean, look, you're not going to get arrested if you eat a hamburger in the morning. But it's the funny thing, because even though I'm a night person, I tend to eat eggs and sausage before I go to bed. So it's like that's my supper, but it's in the morning. Yeah. Arno, I know you are, but what am I? Boy, that is the ever long argument for the rest of eternity. Note they did go to Nelson's. Melton showed a donut as big as your head on his show. Oh, damn, I missed that. Damn it. Well, all right. I mean, I'm a member of the channel, but I'm not the super. What is the overdose members or whatever? I guess I got to re up or what do you call it? Upgrade. Arno says, I love Minnesota. Arno, just avoid the cities. That tends to be the case everywhere you go. You know, the cities are the problem. Everywhere else is pretty much normal. No, yeah, there are some really nice smaller lake towns in Minnesota. Hey, Thompson. Hello, Doug. Any movies this weekend? No, not during the weekend. I did catch an episode because I'm catching up on Black Mirror. So I watched the one that was all in black and white where the lady's being chased by the robot dog. That was cool. I'm hoping I can see the new Naked Gun, but the way I'm feeling now, probably not. But oh, I did catch an old movie called The Uninvited. It's this ghost story. It's all right, but I didn't really think, oh, that's an old horror movie. And I was like, it's more silly. But the ghost effect was pretty cool for its time, you know. Hey, Thompson, what is with this hospice music? Well, I'm dying. You know, that's just what I listen to. Arno, LOL. Plus, it's royalty-free crap and stuff like that. It's not crap. I actually quite like. But yeah, you don't get any copyright claims or any of that nonsense. Let's see here. So this is one that I did and posted it on, doodling at work, and a bunch of people came in. Some people thought it was Ashley Cummings, and then I guess some thought it was supposed to be Little Lemmy. It wasn't. This was Kiki, because Melton was watching her talk about him, talking about her. That's how this goes. And of course, she had been attacking his character, calling him, and so he hits back over, an art project that she was involved in some time ago, having to deal with a certain orifice. And I guess she was upset about that because he said it. I don't know, because she was on MLC, and Kevin Brendan used to bring that up all the time, but I guess it's the context of, I'm really mad at this guy or don't like him or whatever, so I'm just going to act like I'm mortally wounded over it or something. And, that gives me a free license to no, wait, she did it first, so she was calling him and then is all upset because he mentioned, her art project from the past, and then she says she got all these messages from people that are fans of his, which could be anybody. So it's very difficult to act like Melton is somehow responsible for some other guy. And talking about I guess she had this boyfriend in the past who was very brutal to her and this type of thing. The guy was like praising him or some shit, I forget, and all that. So that was the deal. Uh, she was on MLC. Um, it's funny how that works out, but there she was. So I drew her in the midst of all that stuff, along with the cooks and stuff like Kurt and what have you. I don't know why I drew what's his name, the Cheeto. I guess that was. Oh, I think yeah. Melton posted. He's got T-shirts uh, with, with Stoney's written on them and all that. and I mean, Stoney's has really got to appreciate that. He just all that advertisement. So whenever you're in town there, hey, head over to Stoney's. I don't know. Did he ever? Maybe. What about Nailsin's? Yeah, you can do some T-shirts about Nailsin's. But it was funny. It was oh damn it! Come on. It was like you're taking a tour of a historical uh, town or whatever. It's like this is where the Battle of the Civil War was fought or something, and it's all this crazy steel-toed crap. You just never know the many lives you can touch and places and whatnot. So there we go. Now that'll have to do. And this one, I just kind of did it from memory because it was rather quick, and being at work, can't really pay attention to the show in total. So it's like come back and forth later, and then it's moved on to something else and all that kind of thing. Um, so okay, well, I'll draw this. I'm trying to remember. There we go. She had some kind of shirt like that, I think. And bring it across here. Was it gray or kind of like crap? I don't remember. We'll just kind of go in between here. Something like that, I'm guessing. I don't know. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oops. There we go. So there we go. Oops. Oh, see, there's a look. Okay. And that. And that. So, then this went into Kevin was going to offer Gino money to beat up Carl from two of these podcasts. I didn't quite follow what the hell that was about, but I mean, I know that Kevin's never liked him and all that, but yeah. But I guess because he was doing the Little Piggy show, and that's where Melton um, reminded people of Kiki's, art. So, one thing leads to another, I suppose, or something. I don't know. But anyway, I got a drawing out of the deal. So, that's something. Bloop, bloop. Oh, that would, yeah, it would. Yeah. Bloop, bloop. Um, I don't know what color her eyes are. So I'll default to brown until further notice. Something like that. If I get it wrong, I apologize. See? It's like the quintessential, just like my bad. Uh, once you've said my bad, no one can hold anything against you. I mean, I don't know that you can plead that in a court of law, like you massacred a bunch of people or something. Well, Your Honor, my bad. Well, the defendant has declared his bad. Therefore, he's free to go. I don't think it would ever work that way. I guess it's like if you're really fast, you know, and you just say it. Oh, damn, he said it. No, I gotta let him go. He said my bad. That's all you gotta do. There we go. We're gonna add some color to the hair. Here we go. I know. Hey, wait a minute. This doesn't look right. No, it's just one step. Just one step. That's all it took. Actually, it takes several steps. I mean, it only took one to step on the moon, but it takes several to color hair, even cartoon hair. Mm. 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 Oh, jeez. I don't have all night for this crap. Okay, there. Good enough. And that is the motto. Good enough. Alright. Merge all that, I guess. Yeah. And then it's not a very good representation. I did one a while back. It's probably a lot better. But again, there's this saw in the tiny square on the Brady Brunch setup on the MLC, you know. And then trying to justify her defamation of Melton. And failing to do so, of course. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Good enough. And the hand goes numb. So we gotta take a few seconds as we make any sense. Come on. Audio went out. Should be able to. No, it's not coming through. It's supposed to be coming through. We'll find out. And screen sharing without sharing your system sound. Sharing system sound supported only while sharing the entire screen or specific tab. Alright. So that should work, I guess. Sounds like you're slapping the crap out of your PC. So I can hear you. Alright, so I don't know why it was saying the sound was. That's what it suddenly interrupted everything on the TV. Your mic is not working and all that. So is it working now? Yeah, sounds like it's working. Alright, don't know what the hell that was about. I apologize. That's all I ever do in life anymore. Turn that down a bit. It's getting on my nerves. Okay. Alright. Let me catch up with some of these chats here. I love Minnesota. Yeah, I read that one. What's with the hospice music? Nodak, The Uninvited, the Ray DeVito story. You know, it was Ray Milland in the original, but should they want to reboot The Uninvited, yeah, perhaps Ray could do the movie. Arno says, just saw Leon the Professional for the first time. Arno at AIU's recommendation. Arno, really good. Arno, a little awkward, but overall pretty great. Arno, same formula as the Fifth Element. Oh, really? All right. Arno, same director and music. So Luc Besson did Leon the Professional. He recently did his own take on Dracula. So, you know, I'll have to check that out when given the chance. Nodak, nice. Arno, I regularly fall asleep to you talking, Doug. Not an insult. You have a soothing voice. Why, thank you. I do what I can. Arno, then I wake up when you mention me, lol. Well, that's the problem. This is my Zen time, so I super tipped. Super tip. All right, I'll have to check that out. Okay, we're caught up. Love you, Doug. No, that. Okay. So, let's see here. Well, we can just go to the other one. And we put ourselves in. Is it split? Yeah, it is. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Hopefully, that will make sure everything's lined up like it's supposed to be. Gotta put that there. All right. Oh, is it just a text one? Yeah, okay. It's yeah, all right. I get it. Aru indeed. Thank you, Arno, for the $5. So there you have it. $5 from Arno. And of course, when I do shows with Pat, when it hits midnight, he plays the midnight song from The Shining. And on certain notes, I howl like a dog or a wolf. So it's just lovely, isn't it? So we did that tonight on Jokes Kill over at Censored. So, and we'll probably do that on Jokes Kill Uncensored Thursday night at midnight and play the song. If he wants to do his live stream on YouTube and we cross over into midnight, guess what? We'll do it there too. You know, I don't know that we're doing a show that late, but you know, if I knew how to play the piano, then I could do it. But all I can do is go, you. Yeah, that's it. It's kind of sad, you know. Hey, Thompson, I feel like I'm holding the hand of a dying family member in hospice. Well, that's comforting, isn't it? Arno says, do it. LMAO. Yeah. Oh, well, I did. Oh, yeah, like that. Yeah. So anyway, thanks again for the $5 super tip, Arno. It is greatly appreciated. All right, now back to you know who. There we go. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of this. Unless it's like, oh, her makeup powder got all over her hair. That's embarrassing. Okay, I think that's good enough. Getting a little gray at the roots. I wouldn't know for sure, but don't worry, I can fix that. Maybe that one. I don't know. Put this here. There. 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 We'll touch that up. Yeah. Oh well. I did the best I can. There we go. That's the K and the K with the I and the I. There you go. And again, I didn't pay attention. Does she have blue eyes? Maybe. I don't know. But I just default to brown, you know. Speaking of which, she made an appearance again with when Who Are These Podcasts decided to discuss that very same show. But first, they did, what's his name? Tom Meyer, who was saying he didn't say something that he clearly did. And he said, I never said anything like that. And then within a few seconds, Kevin played the clip where he said exactly that. The job he does is no different, doing his live stream is no different than a policeman or a firefighter, which is incredibly stupid. Uh, so he just said, yeah, but I never said it. And then, of course, as I said, Kevin played the clip where he did indeed say just that. And it was pretty hilarious. I never said that. You just did. Yeah. So, what are you going to do, What are you going to do when you're Tom Meyer? He can't. Now, one thing I'm not too up on Tom Meyer, but I guess it was, who are these podcasts were, giving commentary and analysis of his show. And he was jumping in on the steel toe thing. So he decided he really roasted steel toe. And he's one of those guys who makes steel toe look like the more professional. And it was terrible. And maybe he was talking about some other time that he went in and, I don't know, was super chatting him and trying to get something out of him or whatever. And claiming he made him lose his cool or something. But the episode I saw, it all fell flat. It was terrible. But he tried. So there you go. And so, of course, he kept trying. It was rather sorry attempt at trying to change the subject to steel toe, where he is under the belief that he had some major victory over. And Kevin wasn't having any of that. Especially when he said, it only took me a second to find that clip. Whoa. So it didn't go well, but what are you gonna do? So anyway, that was well, it was yesterday morning, wasn't it? Or, well, I guess, yeah, it was yesterday morning. And that was the who are these podcasts? WATP. And well, that's what they did, in-depth commentary and analysis of these shows. Yes. And I think someone did mention on the show, it says, well, I'm gonna get sniped by who are these podcasts? And they were kind of, really, I shouldn't mention that around Kevin. But, well, they did. I don't know if it was Tom or not. Can't remember. Again, it's at work, so I couldn't pay attention in total. And of course, my rules for glasses, I don't color the lens. It gives the illusion of the lens. Not that that's what you look like when you're wearing glasses. Your eyes don't turn into black and white. But it might be interesting if they did, I can't remember what shirt color he was wearing or nothing. I don't know. I'm just, whoops. Go with this. Whoops. Oh, geez, I had the wrong thing. Yeah. Come here. Don't need this. There we go. Alright. Okay. Wait, maybe it was like much darker or something? I don't know. Whoops. Looks like his makeup got on his shirt too, so we gotta. Whoops. Why won't these drawings cooperate? There we go. Alright. Well, that wasn't too hard. Um, Alright, there we go. Hey, Tom. Say hi to everyone, Tom. Okay, now we go. Well, we just can't get away from the girl. So this is probably a bit more accurate as she was on the panel, has got a bit of a refresher from who were these podcasts covering it. And here she does a thoughtful pose to evoke an attempt at intelligence and whatnot. And or was just getting tired, you know. No, what the hell is this? I don't know. Get that out of there. You know, that kind of thing. So, go through. Oop, damn it. Always got to change the eraser to do what you need it to do. There. Well, damn it. All right. Think you're going to get the better of me? You're not. There we go. All right. So there we go. All right. Key. That's key. Oh no. Now I'm all embarrassed. So I guess the hand. I'll add this. And then crap, I don't like that. That's maybe like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna borrow some color from Tom. Put that on Kiki. And we'll do her ears. Yeah, I guess that's all of it. kind of screwed up her hand though. It's not too good. Maybe it'd be like that or something. Some here, some there, and again, I don't know. I guess we can make them blue in case they are, because I don't know. Do it a little different. Oops. Yeah, see? Yeah. It works out just great. Not entirely certain how I would put this in the comic book, but I'll think of something. Whoops. Whoops. Alright. There we have it. Okay. Alright. Now, you see, I go through all this trouble. Well, it does give it kind of a cool background, though. Not for Tom, but for her, it kind of... Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's... Oh, well, can't use it, though. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I used the wrong color for the... meant to be... I need it to be black. There. There we go. Yay. Yay. Alright. So there she is, listening intently as the discussion unfolds. And then, well, Tukey chimes in, who made all the great points. You've got Milton reminding people of, her art project, and she says, well, yeah, and all these people sent me nasty messages about it or something, but it is something she did. And the imagery is readily available and all that. Whereas she was engaging in absolute defamation on Milton for something he did not do, obviously. And look, you don't have to like the joke. It's not great, and it's kind of where it leads to things like this. But nevertheless, uh, uh, you end up making a mockery of the crime in question, you know, and to just use it against the guy who's just really good at these of put downs, humor, however you want to put it, and this is the best you got to I don't know, clap back at him or what have you, and it's not going to work, you know. But it is blatant defamation. How much damage? Well, you'd best hope not a lot, if any. And Tookie made some necessary and pertinent points. And then I guess Kevin kicked him off the show or something. I don't know. It seems like he came back, though. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, crap. That's not how you do that. No. Damn it. Why won't you do like I want you to do? Okay. Alright. Crap. Something like that. Man, I can't even remember. I'm probably doing this all wrong. But we're nearing the end. Oh, wait. Nice. It's got some cataracts in here. I gotta deal with that. Yeah. There we go. Now you can see much better now. Don't worry. I'll take care of that. It's just that simple. It's amazing what you can do in Photoshop, you know? Go in, all those unsightly marks and stuff you don't want. Hey, your pal Doug's got you covered. All I gotta do is turn you into a digital image, stick you in Photoshop, and now look how pretty you are. Alright, there we go. That was what, Tom was from earlier. And I'd say Tookie won that one pretty easily, you know. Again, you don't have to like the joke Melton made. Wouldn't have made it myself, but that's not license to constantly defame the man and attack him on that level, especially when you know it's not true. You only do it out of spite. And again, you're taking advantage of a really horrific crime that people do suffer terribly under. You might want to consider that as well. Who am I kidding? They're not going to, but truth is truth, you know. And Melton's just funnier than you. That's, you know. All right. There we go. That's that crew. What do we have now? Oh, well, this is actually from the. Oh, this one. Geez, how long have I been going here? It's. I don't know if I can finish this one. All right, we did a pretty good stint here. And this one I feel bad about. Because there was another Melton. It was a collection of other clips. And apparently Ashley Cummings did one where she was on something, I don't know, rolling around. She had a baseball cap on and was talking to some friend called Angela. And it was bizarre. I didn't do that good of a job on it because I was trying to get the eyes right. It's all I'll try again, but then the dog in the background. Because of course Melton was going on about your dog shit all over the place. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, look, it was funny. What can I say? Now this woman came into the store and had to explain to her that we don't sell alcohol on Sundays, at least within the city limits. You go just down the road and you're not in the city limits, and that store can sell it to you. See, it's just that simple. But she was saying, hey, why is that? Religion or something? And I said, yeah, I guess that's how it started, but I kind of think it's a leftover from the Prohibition era. And she's like, Prohibition, what is that? I'm stupid. And you know, I respect her honesty. So, you know, I explained briefly the story and everything. And of course, you know, he's like, tried to outline, that's stupid. And I was like, yes, it didn't work. So, anyway, she just, you know, wanted a fountain drink, and that was that. But anywho, and we don't sell vodka anymore. I don't know what the deal was. Why we had a whole wall of that, whiskey and all that stuff, and then none of that. But okay, I don't know. You know, I'm only there for a little while, so I guess the rest of it, only my customers want it, and well, they're gonna have to go elsewhere. And if I don't even know what that store sells down the road, I keep thinking I'm gonna pull in and look around just to see what's in there, and but I never do because I'm like, I just want to go home. Yeah, but they may not. They probably just say we got beer. Yeah, but that's not what they want. But anyway, yeah, the Ashley Cummings when the dog makes an appearance in the video, and it's almost as if the dog looks kind of embarrassed. Yeah, but I don't know. That's what she wanted to do. Although I think he did mention she took it down, which it's like, well, look, she did take it down. Oh, well. What are you gonna do? I think her fingernails were purple. I'm probably completely wrong on that. Can't remember. And, yes, the shorts were green. Yes. Yes, I do recall that. I can't remember what the drink was. I do recall one of the ices just wouldn't mix. I don't know. It was spinning around and around. And I don't know what the hell that's about. By now, you'd think I'd know something. But I don't. Oh, jeez, my hand. That's a sign that it's time to give it up. Maybe something. Something dark side. Yeah, maybe touch that up a bit. Oh, I need the other brush. There we go. So, but she was from out of town, and she was strange to our ways. Yes. But yeah, she didn't know about prohibition, but she did catch on quick and say, well, that's stupid. Yes. Yes. Stupid things do occur. Despite the obvious nature of it, too, you know? It's like, that's not going to work. Oh, yeah, it's going to work. You can make people do what they don't want to. Well, all right. And, you know, that's happened throughout history a lot longer than that. So, what's the point of power if you can't make people do what they don't want to? You know, that's kind of the deal. What are you going to do? Well, of course, it got overturned. That's so. It didn't work. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Oops. So that's the deal. Sometimes when you come into the store, I'll give you a history lesson. And back in the day, some busybodies decided people couldn't have alcohol no more. Well, that led to the rise of bootlegging gangsters. You might have heard of Al Capone and the like. This also led to speakeasies. Oh, you could still have an establishment where non-alcohol drinks could be served, and maybe a pool table or two. No gambling, though. Oh, no, sir. But if you have a speakeasy, what this meant was a secret room. Say you had a janitor's closet. There's a little door. You open it up, and there's like a broom and a mop and bucket. But the back wall is not really a wall. It's a door to another room, and that's where the drinks are served. Yes, indeed. That's what the speakeasy was for. Now, you think it's as simple as that, but the competition was fierce, and so Tommy guns would come into play, and they would drive by and shoot one another over territory and running all the booze, of course, alongside prostitution and gambling. But those tend to go hand in hand, always did, always will. And so, people didn't care for that. But since alcohol was one of their main enterprises, because society had foolishly tried to ban it, well, you could see that it gave an increase to the activities. Didn't really diminish crime forever, but it was one source of income for them, and they eliminated that. Nevertheless, well, a lot of people got killed over and all that sort of stuff. Quite a few of the race car drivers came out of it for the moonshine runners because they had to soup up their cars to outrun the police. And, well, they got really good at it. And professional auto racing. I forget the guy's name. There was one of the legendary guys, and he did some time and stuff because that's what he was doing, was running moonshine in the car. And eventually they caught up with him, but then they, damn boy, you're fast. And so he, did well at racing. The problem with the speakeasies and the illegal hooch and all that was, well, not just that it was illegal, but extremely dangerous because the supply was low because it was difficult to get a hold of it. And so they would just mix the drinks with just about anything. Turpentine and the like. So some people got very sick and even died. So if you're at your speakeasy and one of your customers just starts puking up blood or whatever, oh man, that's a mess. So of course the gangsters are like, don't worry about it, and they'll take them out to the swamp somewhere and dump the corpses. Of course, now you're already indebted to the mob anyway. So, but still, well, now you're culpable in something like that. So that's kind of how that worked. So, I mean, sure, it was a living until it wasn't. But hey, there's got to be a better way, huh? Well, they just went ahead and made it legal again, and so. And now you know the rest of the story. Yeah, I didn't go into all that detail. I just told her the basics. To which, she, well, that's stupid. Yeah. Yeah, they figured that out. It took them a while, but they did. They didn't learn the overall lesson, though. They still try to shove their noses firmly up your rectum and try to tell you what to do on, well, everything, And it's just a certain type of humanity. I want to be able to control you all. And why can't you see that I'm better than you? And that's just going to continue, I'm afraid. And, a lot of people just, why don't you just leave us alone? No. And there you go. There's the problem. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You can just live your life is all. Best you can. Oops. Alright. I think that'll do it. Oops. Wrong one. There we go. Oh, damn it. Why did... there we go. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Jeez. All that trouble just for that. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to give the hand a rest as it keeps going numb on me. It's because I keep smashing it into my desk while I'm working the mouse. But yeah. So there we go. The lady looking for vodka ended up with a fountain drink instead and got a history lesson. So yeah, I'd like to thank her and then my other guest, Tom Meyer. Thanks for being on the show. Kiki and Tookie, thanks. Kiki again. Oh yeah, Cheeto. I know you're not brainwashed, sure. And Kurt, the cooking lawyer. Yeah. So thanks for doing the show, guys. It was a real treat. It sure was. All right, there we go. I guess I'll close this out. Let me check this. Hey, Thompson, how many what hours are we at now? I don't know. Let me run over and look. What the hell is all this? Okay. I think you go to that section. Okay. So I need 3,000. I currently have 2,100 valid public watch hours. So there you go. See, that's what's required. Oh, did that just show up on the thing? Oh well, there you go. You see, now you know. So anyway, Arno says no clue. Arno says you're always cool. Thanks. Except outside because of the summer, you know. Nodak, big fan of Tom's brother Oscar. Yeah, doesn't he get a share in that? You know? Maybe not enough. I don't know. Nodak, Oscar Mayer Wiener. Arno, clown emoji. Arno, Sarai, I'm distracted. It happens. Arnold, I like me alcohol. They sure did. The whole country did. And there you go. That didn't work. The government poisoned the hooch on purpose, too. Is that was part of the plan, dude? Is look, we'll just get rid of all the drunks. Yeah, well, it didn't work out. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I don't know. Cry about it? Yeah, sure. Why not? All right, there we go. Thanks for staying up with me while I colored these also important pieces of artwork that I don't know. I'll fit into the Doodleverse comic at some point. A lot of the doodles that I did at the store won't, probably a good bulk of them will just be the doodles I did while at work, that kind of thing, rather than Dabbleverse stuff. But there's some Dabbleverse stuff in there. Done a couple of strips about Chad Zumach and stuff like that. So, you know, there's something in there. And then some recent events I'll have to get to, you know, and all of that. So I'll keep you updated on it when it becomes available. And I'll still use Indie Planet, but I'm going to have to switch to something else so they can be available much faster. You know, that I embarrassed myself with that. I didn't think it would take that long, but man, it did. Jeez Louise. Uh thank you, Nodak. Thank you. And A Thompson. Oh, and I smell a marathon stream coming soon. Well, I once did over 3 hours, and that was by accident. I think that's as good as it gets. But anywho, now I put together. That reminds me. Damn it! I gotta fix. I did this collection of my Halloween audio plays, and I put it all in one, and it's terrible. I don't know how I didn't catch it. The sound is god awful. I got to take that down and then put a new one up there to where you can hear the damn thing. I apologize. That was embarrassing. I just happened to stumble upon it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's been there forever. Anyway, A. Thompson, keep pushing, Doug. I'll be sending super chats requesting Supergirl drawings soon. A. Thompson, a lot of the counties down there are still dry. Yeah, well, they're parishes here in Louisiana. Yeah, this one's only dry for like 12 hours. It's very strange. From midnight to noon. I guess because of the church hours. I don't know. Anyway, and then other parishes throughout Louisiana are not dry. They're wet. And just like this is just within the ordinance, it's not even parish wide. It's within the city of Sulphur. I don't know about Lake Charles. Hell, I really don't know. I mean, but anyway, like Carlos, which is right next to Sulphur, buy booze anytime you want. So, yeah, it's funny how that works. But it's just there, and there's not enough of anybody saying, I don't like that no more. Well, you got to take it up with City Hall and be done with it. That's all you can do. No, really. It is all you can do. All right.